Wednesday nights. You know what time it is. It's time for your favorite show, Views from the Stands. And we are live on episode 21. Boy, I'm excited to do this tonight. We got my man G Mike and we got my man BC. BC is on location, just trying to make ends meet everywhere he can. A little grainy, but we're gonna make this thing work, man. G Mike, how you feeling tonight, brother?
Feeling good, baby. Feeling good. Got these bets rolling in. Got some NBA action going on. The Heat about to play in like an hour. Woo! Feeling good, baby.
Life is what you call good, man. BC, my man. It's a Wednesday night, so of course you're working somewhere. What you got going on, my man? How's it going?
I mean, I'm off tonight, but it's like, dude, the grind and the hustle never stops, man. You got stuff around the house you got to do. You got mechanical work you got to get done. But hey, we are here. We're alive. I got my Magic tip-off hat 2024 ready to roll. Peace on this. Or wow. Yeah. I was about to say the wrong thing. Not yet, man. In a couple hours. But Views from the Stands, episode 21, man. We're ready.
There we go.
He's a videographer. He's a mechanic. He's a photographer. He's a sportscaster. This guy's everything, bro.
Yo, jack of all trades, man. Master of none.
Yeah, there we go. Well, hey, speaking of which, man, we do have a fantastic show for you tonight. Like we said before, it's Views from the Stands. And we are live all over Facebook. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on TikTok. We are live everywhere you guys want to be. So please just check us out and give us that good old like and subscribe. Keeps us going, keeps everything fresh for us too, man. Also, man, we got a humongous show for you today. A lot of cool stuff going on in sports right now, man. We have week 10 of the NFL picks. We got college football rankings finally. That finally came out, so we're pretty excited about that. We got 2 undefeated NBA teams. We got some Monday Night Football recap. We got some major news out of the NFL with the trade deadline. And, of course, we always got news for you. But before we get to all that fun stuff, G-Mike, why don't you let the good people know what you have going on, man?
Yes, sir, guys. I run a Telegram channel where we offer sports gambling slips for $5 a month to get you anywhere from $20 to $50 to $100 a day. So you'll see the link pop up right now in the comments. Or if not, you'll see it on the recorded episode on your screen, or just hit me up on one of my DMs and we'll get you on and go.
Yep.
And whenever you say every day, you mean all the days that ended Y, right, my man? You're talking about getting paid every day?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7 days a week, 24/7. We put it on slips out there, boy.
There we go, man. We got something else going on out there too, BC. Besides being everywhere else in the world, what else you got going on, man?
I mean, if you've been watching Views from the Stands long enough, you already know the missus and I got our small business going down here right now. Brandis.media. If you or somebody you know has got that big question they need to ask their significant other, or if you got those 2 special words they're going to be saying to make the rest of their lives mean something, we're going to cover you with the photography, the videography, everything that you need at Brandis.media to make those memories that last a lifetime.
Absolutely, man. I cannot wait for all that stuff we got going on, man. And hey, let's go ahead and just jump straight into the show, man, because we got a lot to get to. So we get some news around the world of sports. All right, so G-Mike, this one's going to hit home for you on this one, man. Dak Prescott is going on IR and could miss significant amount of time. The last reports that are coming out is that the hamstring could be torn from the bone. Damn! That has to hurt, man. And it has just been a wreck of a season so far. It's been for the Cowboys this year. G-Mike, man, what's your thoughts on Dak and what the hell's going on, man?
I'll tell you what's going on. We fucking suck. We suck. We just suck. We suck on defense. We suck on offense. We suck on special teams. We suck in the owner's room because the guy does not know what he's doing and doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut and just runs things the way that he wants to run things. We just suck overall, Steve, and it's very frustrating as a Dallas Cowboys fan. And putting Dak on the IR, yes, it's a great idea because obviously the hamstring, hamstring injuries, they linger all year, and you want to protect your assets after giving him $60 million a year. You want to protect your assets. Now you got Cooper Rush coming in, so I'm already expecting that, we're already going to tank for the future. We're not going to make the playoffs. The Commanders and Eagles have the division right there, and the NFC is pretty stacked, not compared to the AFC, but it's pretty stacked. There's pretty good teams out there, so I don't see us making a wild card spot for nothing, and our running game is horrible. Our defense is nowhere to be found. DeMarcus Lawrence is out. Michael Parsons is out. Trayvon Diggs played last week against the Falcons with a messed up, what was it, a knee or ankle or a hamstring? I don't know what the hell it was, but he went out there, he played injured, risking that as well. So it's just like our season is just kaput, man. And as a realistic NFL fan, you gotta know what the hell is coming, and a lot of L's coming our way.
So I take a no confidence in Cooper Rush, man. I mean, he had that magical run a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Nothing, not happening.
I hope he proves me wrong, but negative.
Yeah, BC, man, what's your thoughts on Dak, man? That's big news out of the Cowboys, man.
For sure. And I mean, I thought I was a Debbie Downer talking about the Bucs, man. Don't worry, we'll be getting to them soon. But man, that's just got to be wrecking ball to the season, man. I know it wasn't already going hot for you guys, but man, and after investing that much money in Dak, like, oh man, I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Dak was taking a page out of the old Anthony Richardson playbook. If he caught the camera saying "we suck" on the sidelines, I mean, he could have. I mean, it's no worse than Anthony Richardson saying, "I had to take a break." So it's not all happy.
I texted him. That's what happened. I texted him.
It's not all happy for everybody, man. Suck, bro. Yeah, I was trying to give you guys some sort of credit out there, man. I like Old Dakota Rain, man, but
guys, sorry for Brandon for BC's camera right now. He's in a laggy area, so you're gonna see his face still, but you'll still hear.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, I'm seeing everything happen like perfectly flawlessly. So like, yo,
not on our perspective.
It's not. It's a pretty creepy look. I'm not gonna lie. Run through that movie. Smile. Oh, there he is. Hey.
Man,
why you have the hat on? Show off the fresh cut, bro. Why you have the hat on?
Man.
Come on, dude.
I'm just saying, I got to represent my.
Did it come with the grain? Did it come with the grains or no?
Oh, it comes with all of it, man. It's all the above. All the above.
Bro, you look like some 90s TV show that I saw back in the day. That's a bad quality. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the location.
Yo,
it's the location.
Yo, I gotta put up with Monday night, man. Like, don't make me do this tonight, man. Come on. Y'all gotta cut me some slack. Especially you, G-Mike, man.
Dog. It's all love, dog.
That's what we call it. This is an abusive relationship right here, man. I don't know about this anymore, bro. I don't know.
Someone else that had an abusive relationship was Mr. Dennis Allen, as he just got fired from the New Orleans Saints. Dennis Allen went 18 of 25 as the Saints head coach. And believe it or not, this is actually the second time this guy's had a head coaching job. Last time he was with the Raiders for 2 years, and he went a whopping 8 of 28 for wins and losses. Let's just face it, man. I've been calling for the last couple of weeks. Dennis Allen just sucks at being a head coach. He was a pretty decent head coach. A defensive coordinator when he had Sean Payton. Sean Payton also makes up for a lot of mistakes that a coaching can make. But this just needed to happen, man. You lose to the Panthers at home. It wasn't a good look at all. So I'm glad the Saints finally are making the move to fire him. The Saints weren't done making some new moves to the future. We'll be talking about that during the trade deadline moves as well. BC, this is your division, buddy. How are you feeling about this? Do you think it's the right move, or did you want to stick around and say they would suck a little bit more?
I mean, honestly, obviously, I would say let him stay around and suck a little bit more. But for the Saints, though, it was the right move. I don't know why Dennis Allen was named a head coach. Like, even his D coordinator for New Orleans for a long time. As good as some of those players that they had on defense were, the defense as a whole, like, nah, fam. Nah, like they've never been known in New Orleans for having a great defense. So to promote him to head coach is just a bad call, bad decision. Some people are great D coordinators, some people are great coaches. Dennis Allen's neither. So I think if New Orleans just kind of punt this season away, let them, just punt it away, give your interim coach a chance to prove himself, and then just move on to somebody new in the offseason. That's all you can do.
Yeah, so does the Coach Prime and Shedeur Sanders search start already, man? What do you think?
Could be. Very well could be. I mean, Dion has always struck me as one of those guys that he's only going to stay around in an area as long as it's beneficial to him to find, like, the next big spot.
I'm going to get it right one time, man. I have them two going together. I'm going to get it right one time, I promise, man.
It's the color scheme, man.
Between that and every 32 teams, I might have a shot. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
G-Mike, man, this is a long time coming, man. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, the stats speak for themselves, bro. If you're not out there getting wins and you're not having a well-oiled offense or defense or even special teams all around, going out there and playing the best football that they can play, man, you're just going to get left, bro. And that's what happened with Dennis Allen. And to me, it seems like he's not a true head coach. He can be a great defensive coordinator, like BC says, some people are great defensive coordinators, some people are great offensive coordinators, and some people suck at being a head coach. And sorry, Dennis Allen, but you suck at being a head coach, bro. It's just on paper. It's in front of everybody's eyes.
And a coordinator.
But I feel like he was better at that than he is at this, or trying to lead all these men. Like, you have a specific role on the team, and he can handle that specific role better than handling all the roles, basically, for everybody on the team on the field. So
I think some people also, some coaches, like you were nailing it, talking about coordinators, or whatever. He could possibly be another place and be all right. Steve Spagnuolo is a fantastic, if not probably the best defensive coordinator for the last decade, maybe, in Kansas City. It just works out a little bit better. Cliff Kingsbury wasn't necessarily the greatest head coach, but is a fantastic offensive coordinator. Yep. He doesn't want, some of these guys just don't want the responsibility, and it just, their personalities, it just works better. All I want to do is coach what I'm good at, So I think it was the right move for the Saints. Absolutely, man.
Agreed.
Yeah, some people just got to play their roles, bro. And, sometimes, just like the NBA, some people are role players, some people are superstars, some people are all-stars, and some people are bench riders. Like, it is what it is.
It's like The Rock once said, know your role and shut your mouth. That's all it is.
Dude. Just put in the work wherever you're asked to put in the work. And he tried with the Saints, but, and he tried with the Raiders, too. It just didn't work out.
The Raiders one I feel like is a lot worse than the Saints one. I mean, the Raiders just anybody that coaches with the Raiders generally doesn't have great records. But having said that, with the Saints on paper have a pretty damn good roster. It just hasn't worked out for him at all. I mean, and let's not forget that we're that team that started out 2-0, blowing out teams. Scoring 91 points in 2 games, and then it just all went away.
And then proceeding to get blown out. So
right, exactly. So,
but it doesn't help either when you got a quarterback at the throne that has lost his confidence over the years, and every single year you see that his confidence has gone down. He shows sparks of his confidence being super high, but the consistency is not there anymore. And then you lose a few receivers that go to IR in week 3. And then you got a running back that barely gets the ball when they're in the red zone, and they give it to a tight end / running back / QB. Like, the whole concept of this offense is just all over the place. And if you're all over the place, how do you expect to win consistently week to week?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, you were talking about offense. I think their offensive coordinator is I believe it's Kubiak. I'm surprised they didn't give it to him as the interim. And I think they gave it to like special teams coordinator or something like that. So that was kind of a shocking move as well. But yeah, we're gonna stay in this division. And I'm sorry, Brandon, but we got to go ahead and relive it, man. It was an interesting Monday night game, man.
Bring it on. As
the Kansas City Chiefs, if you haven't seen it, Kansas City Chiefs took on the Tampa Bay Bucs, and Kansas City has stayed undefeated, winning in overtime at 30-24. Patrick Mahomes went for 34 of 44, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, looking like a little bit of vintage Patrick Mahomes in that one, looking pretty good. Baker Mayfield went 23 of 31, 200 yards, 2 TDs. Travis Kelce, perhaps welcome back to the NFL, man. 14 receptions, 100 yards. And how about this one, man? DeAndre Hopkins, 8 receptions, 86 yards, 2 TDs. We can't forget your boy down there, Kate Otten, 8 receptions, 77 yards, and 1 TD. All right, BC, this is your boys. And I hate the fact of that they lost this game, because they really, once again, I think deserve the win. And I have to give Tampa Bay credit where credit is due. They've been playing their ass off with a lot of heart this season. I really did not expect that coming from them. BC, man, what was your thoughts?
Correction, their offense has been playing absolutely their hearts out. Even to put up 24 points against one of the top 3 defenses in the league. And with mind you, with your 2 best, actually your 3 best receivers being injured. Well, 2 of them being out. The other one took himself out intentionally, McMillan, but that's besides the point. To be down that many guys and to put up that many points is remarkable for this offense. And I got to tip my hat to Liam Cohen. I got to tip my hat to the rest of that offense. Like, they have made so much with so little. It's amazing. And the scheming, and it's been astounding. But now I'm going to flip the script on the defense and say, what the heck? Todd Bowles, this is your defense. You're a defensive specialist, a defensive guru. And again, week after week, I keep saying it because I keep seeing the same old things. Soft zone coverage, or we're going to blitz 8 and they're going to beat us over the top. We cannot guard tight ends to save our lives. Our linebackers, they're sending Levante David most of the time on quarterbacks or running backs. KJ Britt's having to guard Travis Kelce. Guys like him, Mark Andrews, he's getting toasted. So I understand it to a certain extent that you're limited sometimes with some of the players you have, but this defense is too good with the players they currently have on their roster to be putting up these kinds of numbers. And just again, I understand that KJ Britt might not be the best coverage linebacker in the league, but then why don't you have him blitzing the quarterback more? Why don't you have him covering the running back a little bit more instead of having Levante do that? Have Levante drop back in coverage. Let him be the guy to cover. So that combined with the decision to not go for two, when you know that your defense has not been producing all night, you know that your team has struggled going into overtime this year, just go for it. I would have respected Todd Bowles for doing the no risk it, no biscuit mentality and actually going for it on two and showing some stones and some guts and actually taking a chance. I would have said, hey, he bucked the trend he usually does. I can respect that. This, though, playing it safe again, and the second Patrick Mahomes, or the second the Chiefs won the toss and Mahomes elected to receive, I was like, all right, this game's done. We're cooked. And once again, it's proving itself right. And there's something that has to give with Bowles. Either he changes his mentality about his play calling, or he gets left behind.
Yeah, so there's a couple things I want to go over with you on that one as well. Dennis Allen's available out there for defense. No. he's looking for a job right now. So, anyways,
I would rather take whatever interim coordinators we have underneath as or just promote Liam Cohen. That's what I think. Just promote Liam Cohen. He's going to be one of the most sought after He's going to be one of the most sought after free agent coaches on the market next year.
I 100% agree with that.
Just sign him, because Bowles is not in your long-term future. He's already talked about wanting to maybe step away from the game so he has more time with his family. Give Cohen this opportunity. He's younger. He's got more energy. He has the attention of his offense. Give him that opportunity and let him bring in a different coach for the defense and maybe change up the scheme a little bit as well to maximize the players that we currently have.
Yeah, and him and Baker are on the same page right now, man. Baker looks fantastic right now, man. I got to give him a lot of props. He is playing with, a lot of backups and a lot of people that, when you started the season, these guys were third stringers, maybe fourth stringers. Obviously was your number one tight end, but still, man, he's playing very good, man. He's like MVP worthy. He's not gonna win it just because of the record. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But Baker Mayfield is impressing the hell out of me. I haven't seen this Baker since college, and even in college, I don't think I've seen this one.
2025 MVP. It's called early.
Oh, you can call it. It ain't gonna happen, but you can call it.
I'm saying next year. If everybody stays healthy, the progression keeps going, and Cohen stays with his offense, he could put up 40, 45 touchdowns easily. The way he's playing, the way this scheme works. So,
yeah, G-Mike, man, what's your thoughts on this one, man? This was a hell of a game.
Yeah, you guys touched up on a lot of the Tampa Bay stuff, so I'm not gonna really go off on that, even though I want to say that they played amazing against the Chiefs. They really did, especially having two superstar wide receivers out of there and their defense not being even remotely close to being on the top half of the league. But just sticking with the Chiefs, man. Like I said last week, bro, the Chiefs find the way to win, bro. They're a Super Bowl winning team. They're the reason why they went back to back and they're trying to go to three-peat. Mahomes is, like I had mentioned before, they start off the season slow, and then when it comes to November, December, January, they start picking up steam and they start shitting on people. Right now, they're chilling. They're not even playing up to par. Tampa Bay could have won this game easily. I agree with Brandon. They should have gone for two. They would have won, and that's it. They would have gone home. Going to overtime, you give the ball to Mahomes first, he's going to win the game, bro. He's going to find a way in the game because he always finds a way to win the game. The Chiefs are a well-oiled machine. They're great offensively. They're great defensively. The coach is a Hall of Fame coach, and he's always going to find a way to win. They're just great overall, man. And it's hard to really go up against them and think that you're going to win. Obviously, you're always going to have all the confidence in the world. You're going to go out there and you think you're going to demolish every team that's put in front of you. But when it comes to reality, man, the Chiefs just really know how to win. They always find a way to win. And one more thing. For you people that said that DeAndre Hopkins is washed, you people do not know football. Learn the game. The guy has not had a quarterback since Deshaun Watson when he was getting his massages. You guys need to learn the game, bro. This guy has amazing hands. He goes out there second game with Mahomes and grabs 2 touchdowns for 80-plus yards, and the guy was out there jogging, bro. Jogging. He's a great wide receiver. Top 15 when he has a great quarterback at the realm. And you saw it on Monday night. And it's going to keep going through the rest of the season. And I promise you, throughout the playoffs, and if they get to the Super Bowl, this guy's going to be a primary target, and he's going to have touchdowns after touchdowns after touchdowns. Just watch.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, man. It's like almost unfair that he went to the Chiefs. You know, if any of the teams that's out there, it sucks. I'm happy that he actually went there because I think DeAndre Hopkins deserves a ring. Thanks for checking in there.
Massage Watson is crazy. That's his nickname, baby. Massage Watson. That's what he needs.
Watson.
That's the only reason why he was good, bro. You saw it after. That's it. He couldn't get no more massages. That's it. He started playing like shit. It's not a coincidence, folks. It's not a coincidence.
I think not.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know we got to probably go over this for the 9 gazillionth time or something like that, but does the NFL need to change this overtime rule, man? It's another time that has happened that the one team didn't get it. You get the coin toss, and then they were you guys on the fence of this? Have you guys' minds changed at all? Like, I personally have been saying it for a while. I think that they need to change it. I don't like this rule at all. What's your thoughts, Mike? You like it, or are you okay with the playoffs? Because they did change it with playoffs, but I think they need to just go universal, change it.
I think it's always going to be a judgment call on everybody that just likes to watch the game and when overtime comes. I just think that it should be the same exact rules for the regular season, the preseason, and the playoffs. Like, it shouldn't be different. It should be the exact same rules. Now, if you're telling me if I want to change it, yeah, I would like to change it. I would like to do it how college does it because it's just way more entertaining to watch. But if you don't, just make sure next year and for the years moving forward, all the overtime rules are the same. Preseason, regular season, playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I think college makes the most sense. It's easy to follow. It's entertaining, and let's face it, it's entertainment business, man. So yeah, no, I totally agree with that one. But I mean, I do think this is what the interesting part of the Chiefs season is, though. Honestly, when we were making our picks on this game, I did pick the Bucs to win the game because I feel like the Chiefs are going to stumble here pretty soon on one of these games. They've been getting by on, Mahomes playing. Mahomes hasn't played. Mahomes is starting to look like it, like you were saying. Starting to get into that rhythm now. It's getting a little bit later. Now they got him a number 1 receiver. He looked pretty good the first game of the season. He had Rashid Rice. Now he's got a number 1 and like a legit number 1 who hasn't really had to do much for the last couple of years, so he's relatively healthy in a weird way, even though he's gotten older. But I think the Chiefs are going to stumble sometime pretty soon here in the regular season. I thought this would be the one because I've been very impressed with the Bucs offense. So that's why I went with that one. It was the fact that they had actually, and surprisingly, they did have them on their heels, the Chiefs defense, which has been the best part of the team. So mad respect for the Bucs on that one for sure, because they almost pulled it off. And if Todd Bowles goes for the 2, you never know. But so do you think that the narrative would have been different, though, if he went for 2, doesn't get it? Or is it which narrative do you think actually is true? If he goes to the narrative, goes for the 2, gets it, is Todd Bowles made the right decision, clearly because he won? Or is it more of he should have went with it no matter what?
I think he should have went with it no matter what, because you already tried you have to read the situation. If your defense has been pitching a shutout all day and you feel confident with them going into overtime, yeah, sure. But they haven't been. And they've shown consistently that they give up big plays in overtime this season. So why are you going to keep putting your faith in a defense that's already proven itself faulty, and it's proven itself even faultier in the most clutch moments? So I would have just said, read the room. Your defense has been playing terrible today. Try to give the ball to your quarterback. You have 2 yards to get, 2 or 3 yards to get. That's all you need. Put the ball in your offense's hand. Let your quarterback take the chance and have faith in him.
And another amazing point. But another thing I want to add, you just drove down the field and scored. The momentum right there is fucking crazy. Just try to go for 2 once again. Try to just put the dagger in them and send them home, bro. But no, you go to overtime and you risk Mahomes getting the ball first, and what happens? he gets the ball.
Same thing that always happens. If he gets that ball first and it's overtime, it's over.
Yep.
Even Baker knew.
Yeah.
Even Baker knew. When the coin toss went up, he called tails and he saw heads and he was like, fuck, man.
Yep.
Legit over. Yeah, man. But I guess if we had to take something out of that one, man, like I was saying before, I give a lot of credit to the Bucs. And of course, Mahomes.
Credit to the offense.
Yeah, credit to the offense. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Baker only had 200 yards, but he didn't look bad in the game, So, but I'll say Chiefs get all the credit in the world too because they just find, like you were saying, find freaking ways, man. That's what makes champions, man.
Baker
no doubt about it.
Yards because he ain't got no receivers out there. His top receiver right now is a tight end. That guy can't run a goal.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and close. We'll go ahead and close this out because we're segueing into the our next topic of the trade deadline. Brandon, did you expect the Bucs to make a move at the trade deadline? Because the team, it's not completely out of the picture for them to get it. They obviously need wide receivers, and they could use, like you were saying, a little help on defense. Should they have made a move, or do you think the writing's on the wall that the season is kind of out of reach for them?
I think that this year, I think they should have made a move if they wanted to compete this year. But I think that what this has shown us, and I think that what they're expecting is they're probably going to punt the ball in this season not in terms of making a playoff spot, but in terms of trying to be contenders. Godwin's going to be out. Don't know if you're going to be able to get him back for the playoffs. Maybe don't rush him back like you tried doing Ryan Jensen a couple years ago. That's a big mistake. I would say try to go for a wild card spot if you can. That'll be fine. Get me a chance to have a playoff game so I can make a little bit of some money, help a brother out over here. But no, I think that if they
you want to be on the field 10-day contract.
Heck no, I just want my paycheck for working camera that game. That's all I want. But no, I think this year though it's a sign that they're looking forward to next year. I think they want to get everybody healthy. They want to get everybody back. And I think that they didn't want to lose any draft capital or any young assets or players. I think that this is just showing them that, hey, we can still compete for a wild card spot, but we're looking forward to 2025 to being that contender year.
Real quick, G-Mike, would you have made a move if you're the Bucs?
No, I think BC hit it right on the head. I think they are looking out for next year. They're just like, you know what? It is what it is. We're going to get back Mike. We're going to get back Chris Godwin. Sterling Shepard is coming into his own. He did play with Baker before, so they have that little chemistry right there. Cade Otton is showing that he could be
Cade Otton's been playing legit.
A top 10 tight end in the league right now.
Good.
So, he's been good.
I've seen some people compare him to he's like the next Rob Gronkowski. He's not that. But he's a reliable target, though, that you can get the ball to. And honestly, in this league, that's fine. They've already got their playmakers in Mike and Chris. They've already got their backs out of the backfield they can throw to. To have that reliable tight end that you can just dump it off to for those 7, 8, 10-yard gains, I'm good with that. That's all I need.
I just think that your running game needs to improve. There's no reason for you guys to have a running back committee of 3 backs. I don't understand that at all. I think Rachaad White needs to at least get 10 to 12 touches. Irving get maybe 6 to 8, but the third running back, honestly, man,
Sean Tucker.
Yeah, Sean Tucker. I get it, but dude, honestly, it should be a 2-back system. I
think that's the one thing they're trying to figure out is do you want to take running? Because Sean Tucker is the best power back of the group. And then he's also got 4.3 speed. So how do you factor that in? You got Bucky Irving, who's the most electric of the bunch, can get the top end speed like that. And then you've got Rashad, who is the best pass catcher and the best pass blocker of the group. So it's if they could somehow if you could take 3 and kind of combine them into 2, that'd be so much better. But yeah, right now though, because they really don't have any weapons in the passing game, you kind of do have to do this running back by committee thing. But next year though, I definitely think that they need to figure out who's going to be our 2 main backs, who's going to be that reserve third, and that's what they need to have it be.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it on the head, and so we're gonna go ahead and move on from the Bucs Monday night game, and go ahead and turn to this the big news we had coming out of the league as well, man. We had the trade deadline, and there was definitely some moves that were made. So, we'll go ahead and start this one off at the top, man. The San Francisco 49ers got defensive tackle Khalil Davis from the Houston Texans for a 2026 7th-round pick. I think I like the move for the 49ers, man. I think they're realizing what they're going to be. They're getting McCaffrey back coming, and I think they want to shore up that defense a little bit because they want to make that playoff run. And their division is actually very competitive. They're actually not winning, which is kind of weird that the Arizona Cardinals are on top of that one right now, which I don't think anybody really saw coming, maybe outside of Arizona. But I think it's a good move for them to go ahead. You can never have too many guys, and they got it for a steal.
Yep,
No,
I agree.
and dude, and you said it perfectly. The division, right? You got the Seattle Seahawks with Walker out there that's going bananas this year. You got the Cardinals with James Conner that he's going crazy too. And then you got the Rams with Kyron Williams that he's been back-to-back years going insane. So it's like you need to bring in a defensive tackle to try to stop that run, because if not, you're going to be losing those divisional games. And like you said, Arizona's on top right now. No one ever thought Arizona was going to be on top or how tight this race was going to be. Everybody thought the Niners were just going to breeze past everybody. Yeah, but that's not the case. And if they want to win the division, they're going to have to stop the run against their divisional opponent.
Yep. Yeah. Got stout where it counts.
I agree. And when we're done with all these trades ahead, we'll go back over, kind of like make our assessments, our grades on these ones. But we're just going to go breeze through these first so we can get to that real quick. Next up, we have another really good trade for your boys here, T. Mike, man. I know you're really excited about this one here. Tre'Davious White comes over from Baltimore to the Baltimore receives Tre'Davious White and a 2027 7th-round pick for a 2026 6th-round pick. I like the move here too, man. I think it makes a lot of sense. They're a contender, and they're ready to finally make some moves. And their defense hasn't been what it's been in the past, especially in the passing game, which is kind of rare for the Baltimore Ravens. So, Mike, man, I know you've been rooting for these guys a lot in the AFC. I know it's not your team, but I mean, you've been high on, man. What do you think?
No, definitely. I love it for them, and especially that the secondary has been injured. You bring in Tre'Davious White, that he's been known to shut down top receivers or make it a little troublesome for them. So I like it for the Ravens. They're trying to make a Super Bowl run, but it all relies on what they're going to do with their run game, because if they stop running the ball, they ain't going to go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I think we've heard that one before.
Yep. I mean, that defense has been pretty suspect all year, so at this point, you just you take whatever you can get.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Baltimore is definitely looking good. They also made that move earlier in the week as well. We're just going over just what happened at the deadline here, but they also made the move for Deontay Johnson, getting him. So I think they're making moves, man. So we're moving on, man. So Preston Smith is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Green Bay will receive a 2025 pick, and the receivers will The Pittsburgh Steelers will receive Preston Smith, and they will get Green Bay will get a 7th-round pick. That's not all for the Green Bay Packers, man. Green Bay Packers, wow, I'm fucking this one up. Sorry.
Steelers. Take your time, baby. Take your time.
Steelers. Excuse me. Woo. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back onto focus here. The Pittsburgh Steelers made another move by getting Mike Williams from the New York Jets, and they got him for a 5th-round pick. Steelers making 2 big moves. They are right in that division, and I like it because they didn't try to go after any name wide receiver. I think they were trying to shoot for a little bit, obviously, higher caliber one. But Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy as the number 2, he's definitely not a 1. But if he can stay as healthy as a 2, he can definitely stretch the field, and that's something they need right now, big time, man. You can't rely on George Pickens making one-legged catches all the time.
For sure, that's the move that I wanted. That's the move I wanted the Bucs to make. But we can't all get what we want.
Yeah, T. Mike, you like this move or what?
No, I love the move, and it's crazy to say that in the beginning, I would say 2 out of 3 of us in here didn't think the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to do anything, and I will take fault on that. And now it looks like they really think that they're going to make a Super Bowl run, which is why they bring in Preston Williams and why they bring in Preston Smith and why they bring in Mike Williams, because they're like, yo, we're trying to win right now. We got to get some weapons on defense and offense. Dude, and that's exactly what they do.
I love the unwavering confidence of the Steelers too. I made a joke and said I thought they could make it, and we all laughed about it. And they believe it, and that's all that matters. They're the ones that believe it, and they are right there.
Danger mode activate.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool for the Steelers, man. All right, so this is one of the bigger moves of the trade deadline, man. The Washington Commanders they're in win now mode as well. The Washington Commanders are going to get Marshawn Lattimore and a 2025 fifth round pick. New Orleans here, finally, they're starting that reset button here. New Orleans will receive a 2025 third, a 2025 fifth, and a 2025 sixth round pick. I think this was a great move for the Washington Commanders. Honestly, this is my favorite move. Actually, yeah, I think it's my favorite move of the day, though. There's another one that I really liked a lot, but this is a major deal because the Washington Commanders, their secondary has been kind of suspect. That's been one of the things that you should be able to get, but I like the move on that one. G Mike, what's your thought?
I love the move for it. I mean, fuck the commies. But just speaking as a football analyst, bro, that's great for them because their secondary has been horrible. And Marshawn Lattimore, you already know BC with Mike Evans. You already know he be a shutdown corner sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe not against Mike Evans. Maybe not against Mike Evans because Mike Evans is just the truth. First ballot Hall of Famer, but Marshawn Lattimore does it to a lot of.
Oh, here we go.
I
think he's Hall of Famer
for sure.
Yeah.
No, and
I thought you were saying not a Hall of Famer. Sorry, I was like, come on.
No. I think he is. I think he is.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
I mean, and that aside, but yeah, it's a great move for Washington. You got a young team. They need some veteran presence back there in the secondary. It's a great move, and it takes them out of my division. So I'm happy with that.
And he puts them into mine.
Exactly. He's your problem now, not mine.
I mean, my team sucks anyway, so it's already back to the
speaking of the Dallas Cowboys made a huge move. They signed Jonathan Mingo for a ham and turkey sandwich and
huge as in a peanut. Huge as in a peanut.
No, so the Dallas Cowboys got Jonathan Mingo for a 2025 seventh round pick, and the Cardinals will get a 2025 fifth round pick from the Dallas Cowboys. G Mike, I was trying to refrain, man, but you got to sometimes, man. Jonathan Mingo, I mean, what the hell?
Trash. The Kansas City Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins for a fifth round pick, and we get this guy for a fourth round pick. Make it make sense. It make sense.
Right, and I think the weirdest part of the move too is that we talked about it earlier that they need wide receivers. We talked about in the preseason, but like at this point in time when Cooper Rush is going to be your starter for at least 4 weeks, the season is at that point to where you have to kind of figure out if you're actually competing or not. Why go after this whenever you possibly could have got a backup running back or just any kind of running back? Like you were saying too, your defense is off. I just didn't get the necessity of going after Jonathan Mingo. No. Maybe he was good because Carolina wasn't using him, and maybe he's going to be a solid 2. But you already have a 1. Yet the move made no sense to me at all. Why they would do this one?
Because CeeDee Lamb got hurt. Brandon Cooks is still in IR. I don't think he's going to come back this week. So we're short on receivers. So we need to bring in somebody. But again, why do we get Jonathan Mingo for a fucking fifth round pick when DeAndre Hopkins was out there for a fourth round pick?
Right.
I'm sorry, the other way around, for fourth and fifth. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Yo, Cowboys gonna Cowboys. Just saying.
I was gonna fucking Cowboys, bro, and I gotta fucking be a fan of these motherfuckers.
So I take it you're not thrilled with the pick. So we'll move on. All right, so this one was a really cool pick too, man. The Detroit Lions.
That one's fire.
Yeah. This is a really good one, man.
Great
the
move.
Detroit Lions receive Zendarius Smith and a 2026 seventh round pick. Cleveland will get a 2025 fifth and a 2026 sixth. This one and the Lattimore move to me are the big ones of the day that make total sense. And they're both going to teams that needed the positions and are contenders right now. So this is when it makes sense to go after a veteran, a guy that can definitely go for it. And I love the fact that Detroit realizes that they are arguably the best team in football besides maybe the Chiefs. You can put them 1, 2, or 3, whatever the hell you want to, but the Detroit Lions are up there, and you're going to require a guy that's a veteran that still's got it.
Yep. Exactly. And he's not going to be a replacement for Aiden Hutchinson long term. It's just going to be a short-term fix. And I mean, if you can maybe get him back next year, get some depth, that's great. But this is what a like trade deadline pick is supposed to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No,
exactly.
definitely. You need a trade for your necessity to try to get into the playoffs or try to go long in the playoffs or try to get to the Super Bowl and be contenders. And this is what the Lions are doing because right now they have my pick of coming out the NFC and going to the Super Bowl. Bringing in a defensive lineman like him is just going to up their status. They lose Hutchinson for the rest of the year and maybe even going on to next year to the half of it just because of his injury and how bad it is and how fast he recovers from it, but you bring in a defensive lineman like this is just going to help your chances for sure.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think so. There's one more. There's a couple of some more smaller trades, but I think those ones are the main talking points for the NFL in there. So let's go ahead and go over it, guys. What's your favorite one in there? Is it the Zary Smith one, or Lattimore, or Jonathan Mingo, or?
I like Smith just because I think that it's the best move for the biggest team. Like, obviously the Commanders getting Lattimore is huge, but I think that in terms of contending, I definitely put Detroit above everybody in this one. So I think that them getting Smith, especially with the need that they had, it's the perfect fit, and I love it.
Yeah, I think Detroit definitely has more of a chance than anybody else to get to the Super Bowl and win it all, really. But I do like the one with the Ravens. I'm gonna be a little biased there. Tre'Davious White, yeah, he could just help out that secondary tremendously. Marshawn Lattimore, he's gonna do good for the commies as well. And then I really like the ones for the Steelers too, man, because they really went. No, I'm not gonna say all out, but they really pulled the trigger, and they're like, "Yo, man, we're trying to make a run too." So, but what I really want to mention is that, I think this trade deadline has been one of the best in the last 10 years. It's been crazy. A lot of them, a lot of moves, and a lot of great moves with great stars. So.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I mean the NFL is definitely a different trade deadline than per se the NBA. The NBA and baseball are pretty popular. The NBA always just has so many rumors because the players are just you see them all the time. You see they don't wear helmets. You can see them. It seems like they interact a lot more. So there's always trade rumors going on with the NBA. But yeah, I agree. I think this was one of the ones that made a lot of sense. I don't think there was very many blockbuster deals besides maybe the Lattimore deal. As far as picks goes, that's kind of a blockbuster deal for the Saints to kind of restart over. But I think this one made a lot of sense for teams that are trying to compete. So I like the Lattimore deal, and I like the Za'Darius Smith. How ironic too is Za'Darius Smith and Preston Smith got traded in the same day whenever they used to be with Green Bay and be the Smith brothers, whatever. So kind of ironic, But yeah, no, I guess I kind of think I'm gonna go. Man, I want to go Lattimore, but I've got to be biased and pick I want to go both. I got to do it, man. I like the Za'Darius Smith and Lattimore trade, man. I think it both makes so much sense for the teams. I really like where Washington's at. I'm becoming a slight Washington fan just because of Jaden Daniels and how they're playing. I really like the way they're playing.
Nah, dude.
Yep.
Nah. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I just have to defend the fact that I gave them a chance. That's all, So,
I like Jaden Daniels, don't get me wrong. And I like Terry McLaurin for sure. I like Brian Robertson, but fuck the commies.
All right, well, we're going to move away from the NFL for a minute. Or actually – No. We're gonna stick with the NFL and go ahead and make our picks, and then we'll jump into the college football game because the college football game had a lot of news that are coming out this week as well. So we're going to go ahead and make our Week 10 picks.
Yes, sir. Guys, you already know the picks that I make is because of sports gambling. $5 a month will get you anywhere from $100 a day. You guys see the link on your screen? Subscribe, baby.
I like it. Who doesn't like some money, man? All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. We're going to start at the top for tomorrow's game, Thursday, the AFC North Division class, Bengals and Ravens. This one's going to be a fun one and is always exciting. Thursday Night Football seems like it's been improving this year. They've actually had some pretty decent games, and this one is a marquee matchup that I think is going to work. Wow, this one's going to be tough. On paper, I got to go the Ravens, because it just makes sense, but I've been trying to go for the upsets here and going Cincinnati.
Wait, why is it tough? No. Why is it tough? Why is it tough, and why would you pick Cincinnati?
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, it means
Cincinnati. Money, that's why.
Cincinnati needs it right now. I picked them to win the division, so I got to try and give myself some sort of freaking credit. But no, Cincinnati really needs this game. Baltimore their pass defense has been pretty suspect, and Burrow seems like he's coming into his own. I know T. Higgins has been out, and I don't think he's going to play this game. But they also have their tight end, Gesicki, has been playing pretty damn good without the absence in there. So they've been able to pick it up. And as of last week, man, they got to admit they did look pretty damn good. Although the Ravens look pretty damn good as well. But I think these big teams, these Super Bowl contending teams, they always have a slip up once or twice. And I think this will be the one. And they always play each other tough, man. It's division. So I'm going Cincinnati.
Going Baltimore, man. Like Lamar and Derrick Henry are just gonna be too much for Cincinnati to deal with. So I got Baltimore in this one pretty easily.
And Lamar has Deontay Johnson, has Zay Flowers, has Rashawn Bateman, has Mark Andrews, Derrick Henry. I don't think that the Bengals are going to be able to keep up scoring with the Ravens. I got the Ravens winning by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. All right, let's go. All right, so it's 2 against 1. So I'll go with it, man. I'll be the lone wolf in that one, man. All right, so don't forget this Sunday, I believe they wrap it up with the European games. So we are going to be in Germany, and man, they really gave them a great game. I guess they have a lot of love for them, huh? The New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Somebody has to win, or no, actually they don't. They could tie.
We both lose. We all lose. That's
we all lose. I'm not waking up for that game. I'm telling you right now.
I'll just make this quick.
I'll watch the highlights.
I got New York winning this one.
I got New York too. Give
me Carolina just to be different, man. I'll go Carolina. Why not, man? They got.
I'm sensing a trend.
They got their win last week, man.
Sensing a trend for upcoming games. So, all right, what we got next?
I got. All right, so we got the New England Patriots and the Chicago Bears. This one, Caleb believes he's a bounce back game, man. He's looked like crap ever since he got back from Europe. So I'm going to go the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. I think they're going to stop that. Their defense is pretty solid. They're like in the middle of the pack of the league. I think they're going to stop that New England offense, and they're not going to be able to do much.
Yep.
All right, in the next game, we got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Joe Flacco-led Colts. It kills me to do it, but go Bills.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like MVP Allen is going to come to play against Indianapolis. So I got the Bills pretty easily.
And James Cook, babe. James cooking and cooking.
Cook.
All right, so we're moving on here to get the Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to go with Minnesota. Minnesota got the win last week against Indianapolis, and they've only stumbled against 2 teams, but the 2 teams they stumbled against were both legit teams. Give me Minnesota.
Same.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those where it's like, do we really have to go in depth? I mean, the talent level, it's just it's 1A.
You guys know football. You guys know that Minnesota is better than Jacksonville right now.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing coming out of this game though is it going to be Doug Peterson's got to go time as well? I knew Dennis Allen was coming up. I think I've been claiming it as well. I think Doug Peterson's right behind him, man. I don't think he's going to last very much longer, especially if they lose this one.
Yep.
All right, so we got the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is another one I wanted to say that they're going to stumble, but I don't think they will. The Broncos defense did not look like they have in the past. I picked them to beat the Ravens, and I was totally wrong on that one. No way this happens. Again, I'm going with Kansas City, man.
Yep, Kansas City remains unbeaten. The streak is still alive. They're going to reach Undertaker level of epic proportions for this year with the streak.
Chiefs. All right. So now we got the Atlanta Falcons and the new look New Orleans Saints. Normally you have a team and everything. They are their coach, get a new coach. They somehow turn it around, play a little bit better. Not today. The Atlanta Falcons are taking this one.
I mean, shoot, you can paint a turd any color, still a turd, man. So Falcons in this one pretty easily.
Yeah,
agreed.
For sure. Falcons for sure.
All right, up next we got the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, man, Chris McCaffrey is supposed to be coming back in this game. We'll see how that goes. I hope he can make it through. He's just electric on the field and great to watch. Man, you know what? I picked the Bucs last week for an upset. I'll go with them again. I'll go in Tampa Bay.
Dude, don't do it, man. I am going to be realistic about this one, man. Like
You gotta always be realistic, man. Come
I
on.
know. I'm hoping for a miracle. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I think we lose against San Francisco, go 4-6 going into the bye week, and I think that Todd Bowles' seat starts to warm up even more than it has already. So
I mean, but realistically, though, San Francisco hasn't looked that impressive. I know Chris McCaffrey's out and they lost Brandon Ayuk, but Brandon Ayuk has pretty much been out the entire season anyways. So, I mean, I don't think it's super unheard of that the Bucs could hang with him in this one. Now, if the 49ers are at full strength, different story. But Tampa Bay almost beat Kansas City, So, I mean, they might be rolling on that momentum. We'll see.
Bowles is going to find a way to screw it up. I just know it.
I think this is the game that the Niners are gonna start clicking defensively, and with McCaffrey, obviously bring back that old school offense of what they had in the beginning of the year, and they're just gonna start rolling from here on out.
Yep, I agree.
All right, we got Pittsburgh versus Washington, and man, at the start of the season, this probably would have been like a stinker, but man, this is gonna be one of the best games of the weekend, man.
Honestly, this is a tough one for me. This is probably the toughest game.
It really is, man. Like I was saying too, if you would have saw this on paper the week one, you'd be like, I'm not watching that one. But this one's almost must see, man. I'm gonna go with Washington.
I think Washington as well. I think that the addition of Lattimore is going to be just enough, I think, to shut down the Steelers' offense. As great as Pittsburgh's defense has been, I feel like Jane Daniels has enough escapability and improbability to kind of pull off the upset here, quote unquote.
Yeah, man. I honestly do not know who to pick, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you want a juicy bet, Marshawn Lattimore is gonna get an interception. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna happen.
Heard it from the GM.
It's gonna happen. But I would stay away from this game. If you're gonna bet on it, I would stay away from this game because I think
Georgia's stay away game of the week.
Yep. I like it. All right, so now we got the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers. Tennessee is in a mess. I'm going Chargers.
Same. That defense is absolutely smothering out in Los Angeles, and I think that's going to keep rolling against Tennessee.
Yep, top 10 defense, even though the Titans are like top 15, top 20, but their offense is so caca. It's cocky as hell, boy. Yep. Chargers, boy.
All right, next up we got the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. And, I like Arizona in this one, man. I think I just don't believe in the Jets right now. They're going to jet it up.
Yep, Jets are going to Jets. Jets suck. And Arizona's just going to keep rocking.
Dude, this is another game I would stay away from because with the Jets, you don't really know what you're going to get. And the Cardinals, they have good offense, but their defense has been a little shaky, even though the last few weeks they've been a little up to par. But I don't know. I would stay away from this game too, man. I don't really know.
I'll tell you what, if Breece Hall can get going in this, because the Arizona allows anybody to run against them, then the Jets will win for sure. But I think that the Cardinals offense will just be able to outscore the Jets.
For sure.
All right, here we go. Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Normally this is going to be an exciting, fun game, divisional game, but this week not just going to happen. Going to Philadelphia.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep this one short and sweet so we can get George's response and have to hear him pick against his mortal enemy or pick his mortal enemy here, Philly easily.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll take a silence as a pick.
I'll say it for you, man. You're gonna go Eagles.
Yeah, bro. Fuck the birds, man.
There we go. All right. This is a cool one here, too, man. We got Detroit and Houston in this one. And Houston hasn't looked as impressive as I thought they're going to be. I think I'm going to take Detroit, and I think Detroit's actually going to win pretty big. Another dome game for Jared Goff, even though they proved they can win outside. Going Detroit big.
I agree. Like I said, Houston they've been struggling a little bit. They haven't been necessarily peak Houston like they were last year, and I think Detroit capitalizes on that, and they just they're starting to hit their stride this year for sure.
Yeah, I'll take Detroit too because the Houston's defense has been a little faulty as of late, and obviously losing 2-star receivers that they're not going to play this week, and you got Tank Dell that's trying to do all the work, and then try to give the ball to Joe Mixon 30 times a game. Detroit's going to see that, and now with Jadarius Smith,
Detroit, even without Aiden Hudson, has great rush defense. You can throw on him, you just can't rush. You can't rush on him. So
exactly.
All three of us going Detroit.
It's gonna be tough.
Last game of the night, and we got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Rams, and I think that the Rams are going to take this one. The Dolphins have looked a lot better since Tua came back. They look like they're starting to get together, but I just like the Rams in this one. Hopefully, Puka doesn't try to punch somebody out.
Yep, I agree, and
that was a bullshit call, by the way.
It kind of was, man. Puka's such a nice person too. Like that's not his character at all.
Mean, bro? It's football, bro. Like.
I agree 100%, and I think that at the end of the day, I've got LA in this one, and it's gonna be a close one, but I got LA for sure.
I got LA too. They're good at home, and they got an offense that can just put up maybe 30 points if they really felt like it. And then the Dolphins defense, ever since Tua came back, it's like the offense was shit, the defense was good. Tua comes back, the offense is good, the defense is shit. Like, dude, like, what's going on?
We just have been on the same page.
What are we doing?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're all taking the Rams in that one. Yeah. All right, ladies and gents, so that is our Week 10 picks. You're more than welcome to let us know how right or wrong we are, and get a hold of G Mike. You want them to get them bet slips in there, man. So we're gonna move from the NFL and move into the college game as some big news just came out on last night. We have the first of the rankings of the college football playoffs. This is the first time ever that it is going to be the 12-team playoffs. Guys, we got Oregon number 1, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Indiana, BYU, Notre Dame. These are the top 10. Anything that stands out for you guys in here, and do you think they got it right for week 1?
I think so. Well, no, I'd like to see Georgia a little bit higher up, but I think that overall, I think that I think they got it right for the most part.
Yeah, I think so too. I would say maybe BYU over Indiana.
I can buy that.
Maybe Penn State over Texas, just because Texas defense is a little shaky, even though their offense is amazing. But other than that, yeah, I would say it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
See, if I had to nitpick, and it's nothing against your team, George, because they beat mine or anything, but Miami is the one that's. I think Miami is the one that's interesting in this one because Miami has played really well on offense, without a doubt. Cam Ward is the man, and Restrepo, right? That dude is the man as well. It's just the fact of whenever these games, they've been in way too many close games and had to win on way too many of these, great, crazy plays from Cam Ward. So that's my only concern with Miami is every time they've just been in too many close games of teams they should be blowing out the water, Yep. And here's the other factor with Miami. They have not, going into this point, have not played one ranked team.
Yep.
So I think Miami is getting the benefit of the doubt in that. And granted, I can see them in the top. I don't think they should be out of the top 10 by any stretch, by anything. I just don't know if right off the bat 4. I can maybe see Texas or Penn State going above just because they're just played tougher opponents. But overall, I think Miami definitely deserves to be one of the top teams in the country off of their offensive loan. But what do you guys think? Indiana's a fun story, but Indiana's a lot of the same as Miami as far as playing. The competition level hasn't been that great for Miami. For Indiana and Tennessee, they started out the season looking fantastic on their offense.
Yeah.
They're kind of slipping, and I think Tennessee is going to get. If they can't get right, their quarterback Nico looked amazing the first few games, and then all of a sudden got realized when he played Florida, which was surprising that Florida almost won that one. And shout out to my damn Gators, man. The last few weeks they've been really playing hard, man. They should have won against Florida. They should have won against Tennessee, man. Just saying.
It doesn't show up in the win and loss column, but dagnabbit, they played hard.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. They
played. Golly,
they played well, man. I think they played pretty well.
Guys, y'all sure played hard. You got the stuffing kicked out of you, but you did your best.
The last 2 games, they almost knocked off. They almost knocked off number 3 Georgia, and then they almost beat Tennessee.
It's just
like they technically should have went for 2. Should have went for 2 against Tennessee, and if Lagway would have never went out, that's 2 top 10 wins in a row. Just saying, man. Like that's pretty good. But
it's not almost.
Not in here. It's not about Florida.
It's not almost though. It's not almost. Yep. It's you have to win. It's not.
You play to win the game.
All right.
I'll tell you right now, though, with Miami, man, we need to stop trying to get the game going when it comes to the second half, which is why we're always in these close games with all these teams, because the first half is like we're out there jogging. We go to halftime, it's like someone gets slapped in the face and they start going crazy and they start fighting each other in the locker room and they get on the field and they're like, yo, we're going to shit on these motherfuckers. And they do. In the second half, they shit on people. I've seen it the last like 4 games that we just come out in the second half and we just obliterate everybody. But to Steve's point, with these top 10 teams, you go into the playoffs and you play one of them, you can't play like that, bro, because
exactly.
We go down so much in the second half, we come back, maybe we're going to get hot on offense, but if our defense doesn't step up and one of these teams like Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State, they keep scoring as well, we're not going to be able to catch up.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that, and that's what's going to be really interesting is what it. And I think BYU, you nailed it on the head as well. BYU is a pretty damn good school. They're playing really well. I'm trying to load up the rest of the teams in here, and the Boise State, man, Boise State. That was one of your picks. They were in the top 12. Looks like they're in for right now. Gee, Mike, that was your pick for a sleeper. But what was going to say as well? How about the Army? You know, Army's at number 25. I'm trying to get this to load up on the screen so you can see it on here. But Army top is in the 25 and has actually a legit chance to make the college football playoff. They have to play Notre Dame still. So that would be, how cool would that be? And this is one of the things I think is really cool about them opening up the college football playoff a little bit more.
But
that you have
12 teams?
Yeah. 12 teams.
Yep. 12
teams. What I think is really cool about it doing it this year is that you have a team like one of the service academies that has a legitimate chance to make it in. Yep. And Army is one of the top defenses in the country. I mean, they're playing legitimately good football, not just for, it's a cute story. They're playing great offense and defense. So shout out to Army. Even though it's Coast Guard, I'm still going to represent for the service out there, man. So is there any other teams, I wish I could get the graphic up here, that's within the top 25 that you guys are interested in? I know I mentioned Boise State. I want to say Ole Miss was in the top 25 as well. Ole Miss, I think they had their run and they're kind of done with as well. So
they had a good first half, but now.
Yeah,
I mean, aside from the one, I was going to say aside from the ones we just mentioned, but for me, the biggest one is I'm just interested in seeing how much Miami can continue to keep the momentum up that they have. Like you said, George, like the offense is dynamite. I'm interested in seeing how well Cam Ward and the rest of the team can really keep this momentum going into the college football playoffs.
Yeah. No, that's something I totally agree with, and we're gonna keep on ranking these each week to let you guys know what's going on with it. So we're going to go ahead and call this one a night, I think, boys. We've been on here for about an hour, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. For next week with the college football playoffs again, so we'll definitely be hitting that up. Just a reminder, we're not doing a couple more Saturday shows for a couple more weeks. Got some stuff going on the weekends, so we'll be back and hopefully doing 2 shows a week by the end of the year for sure. G-Mike, you got anything for the people before we take off?
No, just guys, please, if you guys support us, please like, subscribe, and share with your peoples who like sports, football, basketball. World Series is over, so no more MLB. UFC is going to be running around the corner once again. And any other sports that you guys want to talk about, let us know. We'll try to get some topics in there for you guys. And if you guys want to join the show, talk some smack with us, you could come on, let us know. We'll get you on here. Or just be in the comments, say something to us, say how my face looks funny, or BC how he's crying about the Tampa Bay Bucs, whatever it is.
Oh, dude,
just
come on.
in the comments and come and talk smack.
Tell me every week how bad the Bucs suck, man. I need a good therapy cry session each and every week. So we'll all do it together.
Prime example, BG just stepped in and made a couple comments on the go for it just before we got signed off. So we appreciate that. Thanks for checking in with us.
Yeah, man.
All right, fellas. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just want to give one shout out real quick. Don't forget Monday is Veterans Day, so thank a vet out there and show your support.
Salute.
Have a great night and see you guys soon. Be safe out there.
Peace.